What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Fight Bible. Joe, Brad, and Peaches here for another brand new video. Tonight we are going to be ranking martial arts out of 10. We are completely stealing this video. Props to Sensei Seths, who has done this twice. He stole his own video and had to do it again because apparently things change. But we've never done this one. One highest, 10 lowest, or 10 highest?
10 highest. We
highest.
put Peaches Geldof down.
Yeah. Right, okay, so we're going to be ranking these martial arts from 1 to 10. 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. And obviously we have two opinions here. And I'm going to show you some clips, some variations of why I think that they work the better and why it doesn't. We're going to rate this in a scale of usability for street fighting and also the sport application. But we're going to measure it in a sport application for MMA. How useful are these sports inside the sport of MMA?
As a sport themselves, or as a complete sport?
No, as element of the sport of MMA.
Good, so it's not just like...
No,
because boxing's got no wrestling.
No, exactly, yes.
Yeah,
No,
so
exactly.
as long as you've got that, as long as you've got that.
So how important is each element in the sport of MMA? Sorry, I should have stated that at the very beginning. So we're going to start with boxing. Boxing, obviously, that's how you start a fight. You don't see many guys butt scooting across the floor in MMA nowadays, unless it's Ryan Hall. If you've got shit hands, you pretty much can't fight. It's the staple. If someone says to you, Brad, I want to train MMA, what's the first thing you tell them to do?
I always teach them the jab.
Yeah, you teach them boxing. You don't go, great, okay, go put a gi on.
Well, I mean, it's part of that, but
not day one.
But not day one. No. Day one, I don't actually teach gi at all.
You want to see how they move.
I teach no gi for a start.
Yeah. But you want to see how they move.
What's my personal opinion of boxing? First of all, boxing is my favourite sport. So that makes it, so I'm going to be so fucking unbelievably biased in this. I think hands come before kicks. I think if you're a good kicker, you should...
Seth would definitely argue.
Yeah, well, you know, if I sparred Seth, he'd understand. I'm joking, Seth. But no, I think if you use hands to set kicks up, the kicks, it like complements your kicks. I don't mean that disrespectful way, Mr. Seth, but that's just the way I think it works.
100%.
And if you got, like, I remember when I first sparred a boxer, I was fucking terrified. I'd done kickboxing for ages, and I'm used to the guys coming in, bop, 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 and the snap a pro boxer's got on their jab is a massive reality check. You don't even see it. All you do is see the fist get bigger and then a flash of white lightning. And then I also find that there's genuinely, I mean, if you watch like Liam Harrison, for instance, if you watch the way he throws the body shot, he'll stay upright, wing it in. I appreciate why, because obviously they used to get kneed and elbowed and kicked as well. But if you watch a boxer, they'll level change, drop low, put their whole body. Boxers hit harder more often than kickboxers do, and faster. It was actually voted the hardest sport in the world above MMA and wrestling. Yeah.
Well, their technique is devoted purely to the rule set of boxing. Like you said, you can throw your head miles offline, but you can't really do that in kickboxing. Hell, the last time you saw me spar, I got kicked in the head because I leant way too far.
Yeah, but
I slipped the punch and went and munched a leg.
And he's also taller than you as well, and he's been training for about 7 years more than you, I expect. Do you know what I mean? And he trains every fucking day, pretty much.
With you.
5 times a week or something.
Exactly.
Go on then, Joe.
So boxing for me, I think ranks at 8 for MMA. I think it is one of the most important fundamentals, if not the most important fundamental, because if you box, you will have a baseline element of being able to move into MMA. Obviously, it's not a perfect system when it comes to MMA. Like Brad said, you cannot do a lot of stuff that you do in boxing in MMA. The footwork doesn't work if you're going to wrestle. You're so used to standing in the pocket, you don't have to get that distance right. But as a striking fundamental, it is one of the
And you stand closer when you box. Most boxers stand a lot closer. I'm going to say 9.
Yeah, you put it at
I'm
9.
going for 9, I'm going to go higher than what you said.
Yeah.
And looking at this, there's only about another 2 9s on there.
Interesting. So, I put it at 8, Brad puts it at 9. See what we think. Next! Okay, wrestling. Proper wrestling, not pro wrestling. So, I have done very limited amount of wrestling purely because we live in the UK and there ain't much around here. And unless you go to Saeed, who's a good friend of Brad's, you don't really get much of it. You can do a bit of MMA wrestling. Most MMA schools will teach, sprawl and brawl training, pretty
But
basic
they won't
stuff.
teach you actual Olympic
actual
wrestling.
Olympic
Unless you
style
go to
wrestling.
like Birmingham.
What can be school.
You've literally got to go to like Birmingham where there's. I always find it's
Aren't they
not
all Iranian?
It's not a racist thing, but you normally find it's like the Asian,
Yeah.
Iranian community do it. It's not.
Yeah.
You don't see many white people do it. You do. They
In the
do
US.
it, but in the US, but over here, that's just fact.
Doesn't happen.
When I went to the British Open, there was very, very few white people that were doing well, and the Asians and the Iranians were whooping our fucking ass.
No, but it's true. But countries' nationality all have different sports, and in Iran and things like, especially if I look at Khabib, that area of like ex-Soviet Russia, wrestling is a staple sport.
But I think wrestling is an absolute 110% fucking must for MMA. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, you got Samba and Judo, but you do need to have wrestling. I think a wrestler 9 times out of 10 will take a judo guy down or a judoka practitioner down, and that's just because the way it is. Because there's wrestling, you can attack the legs better, and in judo, I know you can do all the throws, but they'll come underneath you. And I've competed against judoka guys. Michael Kuiper was 2 times Dutch champion of judo. Yeah, he didn't take me down.
No, he didn't even get a chance. Well, no, he shot. He shot for a takedown.
He fell over.
Yeah, you sprawled him off, and then fucking 10-finger guillotine against Cage.
And then choked him out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go straight in with a 10.
Really? Wow.
I'm going to give that more because I think, on all jokes aside, I think a wrestler will beat a boxer 9 times out of 10 just by taking him down.
I think with this level system, I think if you were the 10 being, if you are good at it, you are literally highlight reel of that sport. Like
I don't know about highlight. Well, I suppose suplex is a highlight reel, mate.
No, but like you said, so someone who is incredible at judo will probably need a lot of other elements to be incredible.
100%.
Whereas if you are
But
an
at least they can
insane
submit you.
wrestler, if you're an insane wrestler, you will stand out as he's a fucking
Well,
wrestler.
you're a stud.
Yeah, you're a stud.
That's
exactly.
why they call wrestlers studs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
So
incredible.
I was going to put wrestling at a 9. So
Right,
you're
so-
going higher than me. You're ranking higher. So you've got 9, 10. I'm going 8, 9. Okay, so yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, very, very good. Right, the next one, Lethwei. It's a weird one, yeah. So it's basically Thai boxing with slams and headbutts and bare knuckle as well. So, admittedly,
they wore those
these
little-
no, they just wear wraps.
Oh, fair enough. Bare knuckle then.
It's bare knuckle. So, admittedly, the sport is pretty new to like the Western world. It's the national sport in Myanmar, Burma.
Who's that?
David Leduc is the
that's it, David
star of Lethwei.
Isn't there a war going on in Myanmar at the moment?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So
A real bad
between
one.
the civil war, they just watch people headbutt each other, and you have to be made of absolute nails to do this sport. 100%. You know, kicking, kneeing, elbowing, headbutting each other. And if you watch David Leduc train, he's a fucking scary bastard. The dude is fucking savage. Does it have elements in MMA? Yes, obviously the elbow strikes and knee strikes, and obviously being able to condition the fuck out your hands because you've broken your hands in a fight, and
Many
it
of
fucking
times.
sucks.
It's not a nice feeling, mate.
Not a nice feeling, especially
right,
when you
at
know
the time it's fine. It's afterwards when you try and have a wank. It's like, oh,
Well, you're trying to wank with a bag of gravel on you.
that's why I can't make a proper fist anymore. My fucking finger goes around the wrong way. The problem is, right, is the fact the level is so much lower in Lithway than it is at Thai boxing.
Yeah.
That's the issue. But we're going to take that out and use just the skills. For MMA, I think Muay Thai is going to be higher because obviously they focus a lot on the headbutts. I appreciate it's bare knuckle, and MMA, it's 4-ounce gloves. It's pretty much fucking bare knuckle.
Yeah.
So I don't really care what anyone says. Yes, that little quarter-inch pad makes all the difference, and it does take the sting off, and it does protect your hands, right? And it does cushion it. I appreciate that, and I'm not slating anyone that does lift weight because I wouldn't really want to do it, to be honest with
No,
you.
fuck that.
Dude, it looks. As soon as I
Well,
see the
what-
flying headbutts, but you can't use headbutts in MMA.
Exactly, which is why I think it brings the tier level down.
Brings it down, I know, which is a
I
shame.
think
'cause
the
it's such a
one
good
thing
sport.
which separates Lethway apart from other sports, but then again, if you change the rule set and you go to 1FC or you go back to the old school Pride days where you could headbutt people, and who knows what's going to happen in the future.
Well, UFC's put a headbutt into
Exactly.
1987.
Exactly, so who knows whether one day, well, I think Game Bred MMA, Jorge Masvidal's new MMA franchise is going bare knuckle with headbutts. So
Yeah.
So
Not a fan
Lethway,
of the headbutts.
No, it's horrible. It means
Been headbutted before. The guy regretted it. But I regretted, like, I remember I went up to him, I'm not going to say his name, because he probably watches our videos. I went up to him and I stupidly, this before I got good at MMA, by the way, I was shit at the time. I was just still better than the average bloke. I went, mate, calm down, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to lose my temper and hit you. Put my hands on his elbows so he couldn't hit me. Yeah. Then he got it.
Yeah.
Then he had a bat.
So he didn't drop you, but he fucking he
bang,
just pissed you the fuck off. Yeah.
Boom. Boom. That was in the middle of the
But
fastest
also as well, you have to remember that your ability to take a punch is way higher than the normal person. Most people, when they get punched, the first thing they do is they go.
Doesn't the brain
they
fluid
shut their eyes,
thicken
and
or
the
something
brain
like
just
that?
goes fucking shit, curl up in a ball, fucking shit.
Well, you just get used to getting hit as well.
You get used to being
don't
hit,
get as
so
much
you would
shock.
have got the fucking and gone motherfucker. You would have known. You could have had your face slashed open. You could have been missing a tooth. You would have not cared about that until after you'd
That
fucking
is
murdered
actually
the guy.
true, but that's the same as every fighter. That
That's
doesn't
the
make me.
difference.
That doesn't make me special. I think that's the same as most people.
Well, it's
that
the same,
train.
exactly. But that's the difference when most people go, oh, headbutts are fucking devastating. Oh, I nutted this guy once and he fucking just shut his eyes and ran off. Yeah, because he doesn't know how to fight.
Right, so yeah, I'm going to give it about 6.
I literally was going to say 6 as well.
Annoying,
I think
'cause I
like
really
all
wanted
of
to be less than you
the
that time.
elements. No, but I think the elements are amazing. But the same elements you can get from Thai boxing.
Yeah,
and also in MMA, you don't tend to sit in that pocket where you're literally face to face with each other. And if you do, then there's other things that are available to you.
like the double leg.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm going to go. I like the aggression of it, but
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, I'm not slagging it off.
100%.
It's a great sport. 6.
Yep, good choice. Next up, BJJ. Find me an MMA practitioner anywhere in the world that doesn't do a form of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, whether that gi or no gi. It's a staple of the modern sport. It was proven in 1993 that if you just have Jiu-Jitsu, you can beat anybody.
And that's pretty much the only sport.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is going to be a quick, short one.
Yep,
10.
it's a 10. It's a 10. And people might argue, yeah, but Jiu-Jitsu in the street. Yeah,
I like it.
Okay,
Mate, I don't give a
Jiu-Jitsu
fuck.
in the street. This is a really interesting one because if you're one-on-one with someone, we know that if we stand and bang,
There's
anybody
small
has a chance. You can get blindsided, cold cock, fucking hit in the body. You never know what's going to happen. The moment that fight goes to the floor, if they don't know what they're doing, you might as well be throwing them in the sea with a bunch of sharks.
You don't get a
There's-
lucky omoplata.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't hit a perfectly like off your back armbar, or you don't triangle someone. You don't sweep someone unless you've drilled that shit 1,000 fucking times. Going to the whole self-defense situation, and this is a very hot topic at the moment. A
Same.
woman was recently killed in pretty much broad daylight by a guy who was a fucking nothing. He was. Like, they found the dude, he's literally like no fucking skill in anything else. You just fucking basically walked up to a woman, smacked her, raped her, killed her, job done.
Well, nice guy.
Pretty fucked up. Yeah, horrible.
Disgusting.
How many Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt women have ever been raped? If you are trained in Jiu-Jitsu and someone tries to rape you, I'm sorry, but they ain't gonna do it. To rape you, you have to be on your back. Unless they walk up behind you and smack you with a baseball bat over the back of the head and do something whilst you're unconscious. But that's not the element of what people who sometimes like raping people. They like the fear element. How could
People won't find it, even though we're telling the truth, people won't like
But
it. So.
people, I saw a comment on Facebook, and the woman said, "Oh, could somebody help with the self-defense class because of all this stuff that's been happened?" And literally, I saw 4 or 5 comments from people who were like, "I go to a kickboxing class that can help you," and it's like, no.
In the school hall.
Yeah, that's boxer size fit. I'm sorry, but doing this to your favourite fucking shitty song off the fucking radio.
Please tell me why.
Oh god, that ain't gonna do
build
shit.
castles
You need to
in the
drill,
sky.
switching your hips, throwing up triangles, switching your hips, taking sweeps. You need to drill that shit until it's literally in your fucking muscle memory. And the only way to do that is to go to Jiu-Jitsu. You have to have someone way heavier than you, on top of you, putting their whole body weight on you, and you still need to be able to survive. Jiu-Jitsu is literally the fucking
Just
best
prevention.
form of...
You
Yeah,
don't even
prevention.
have to
yeah.
submit.
You haven't even
kill
got
the
to,
guy.
You haven't got to want to be a black belt.
That
You haven't got
woman
to want
done
to
it.
compete.
Do you remember that story? So I read a story once, right? This man tried, to do the dirty deed with this woman. Turns out she knows jiu-jitsu, and she put him to sleep and held him there, kept putting him back to sleep until the police turned up.
There you go.
Choked her unconscious. She had every right to kill that motherfucker as well, and I wish she
But
did.
she would have toyed with him. She would have literally had him between her legs, just been like slapping him, going,
She should have
"Wake
gouged
up, bitch.
his fucking eyes
Wake up,
out."
motherfucker. You're going to prison.
Yeah,
Wake
and
up."
guess what? In America, is life.
Yeah, you attempted rape.
Just to let you know that is rape. No,
Exactly.
is life. Well, attempted to me is the same as rape. Same as attempted.
Well, it's attempted murder.
Attempted murder
Because
is murder.
unless
in
you
my
know
eyes.
what you're doing, that could have been a murder scene. So, but back to the sport element of jiu-jitsu. We all know that if you don't have a jiu-jitsu game, you're fucked. Simple as that.
It's
So
a 10.
it's a 10, irregardless.
Karate. I was a brown and 2 white stripe in Shotokan Karate. I'm not disrespecting my coaches because they were lovely guys, right? They were nice guys, and unfortunately, one of them watches our fucking YouTube channel, so I can't fucking slag him off. But hi, Chris, 'cause I know you're watching. Sorry, mate. Unless you're doing a different style to what I was doing, you weren't learning too much. But this is funny I say that because if you go back 25, 30 years, right, to say 30 years, to the early 90s and late 80s, so 35 years, and then, but if you actually watch the videos, it was fucking good because they were actually sparring and actually fighting each other. It's only in recent times this McDojo shit has come about and everyone's being minges. Oh, don't hit him too hard, he might injure him.
If you look at the basis of karate, it was
all the cat is crap.
Oh yeah, all of the sport element of karate is absolute bollocks. But if you look at, and we mentioned this in another video, thousands of years ago, before weapons, it was your fighting style versus my fighting style, and it was your warriors versus my warriors. If a country fought a certain type of style and another country fought another style, they would go to war, and all they took with them is men. And and they taught an entire army.
What about women then? Why weren't women there?
What, you mean thousands of years ago? Am I being sexist all of a sudden?
Why was there no women there? They're just as strong as we are.
Are they really?
No, but, I'm not allowed to say men are naturally stronger than women anymore because I work at a commercial gym.
If you look at the heritage between the Chinese and the Japanese, the Chinese had Kung Fu, which goes back thousands of years, different variations,
and
the Japanese had the karate. The wars between them were fought hand to hand. We're talking pre-Steel Age, so we're talking 2,000 years ago. Those people fought hand to hand, and it wasn't any of this bollocks, but you get to train your army in how to kill people.
That's why cat has come about, because they all got everyone in line to drill them.
Yeah, they did. That's literally it, yeah.
That's how they do it, because that's what we used to do at karate. Get in a line. Each.
Yeah.
Me,
That's firing,
son,
that's shooting
G,
practice.
Go.
That's range. That's the range. Yeah, exactly. So that's the basis of where karate comes from. And we also know that karate has legs in UFC. It has it with the likes of Steve Wonderboy Thompson, Conor McGregor. There's lots of other people who did karate as children, which got them into the martial arts industry, including this one here. Whether or not it's usable, no, not so much, but the people who competed in karate tournaments, obviously...
great kicks.
Got savage, yeah, exactly.
Great kicks.
I think if you did a kicking sport from a young age, you will be a better kicker than someone that picks up a martial art later on in life. I am currently trying to work on my hip extensions, and it's really fucking hard because I'm 33 years old, and my ligaments are basically made of fucking wood. Whereas if you're a nice little bendy fucking 8-year-old, that sounded really, really bad. If you're just whip straight, ridiculous.
But look at Jack.
Yeah,
Jack, just like, you can literally, he's been kicking since he was fucking 10.
Yeah.
You can literally stand there now and just go, flick your face, bring it back.
Yeah, perfect.
And he doesn't even fucking kick in his fights half the time.
No, I don't know why. But
I know, his kicks are fucking savage as well.
Well, it's because he trains with you guys, and you guys can't kick that way, so he doesn't...
Well, I don't like the kick.
You don't implement... No, but you don't implement it into his game
I do it
plan.
on the pads, cheeky cunt. I told him to kick. When he fights this weekend, mate.
Let's hope he fucking does. Let's hope he does. So karate, I think, is high level if you apply elements to it. Like when you fought Rob Whittaker, black belt karate.
He beat me,
can
and he was
rush. He is fast, man. He can rush forward super fast. But again, it's that element of being able to put all of that footwork together. The kata-based karate is absolute bollocks. The fucking Olympic-style karate, oh my god. Fuck that shit off.
Well,
you can get
that poor guy fucking knocked the guy out and then got disqualified.
Got disqualified for kicking a guy in the face too hard. But I think it's a 5.
I was going to say 4.
4.
Yeah. I was
Interesting.
going to say 4.
Maybe
You
I'm
said
being,
what was
maybe
gonna
I'm
say
being too nice.
Well, no, because I do appreciate, but I only like half of karate.
That's why I'm going for a
I
5.
like the
It's a
bottom half, not the top half. I don't like the
Oh, yeah,
hands.
yeah.
Even though they've been recorded, they have actually one of the hardest punches. Do you know that?
Well,
The one where they turn
Yeah.
the core in is actually one of the hardest punches. I'm just not a fan. And I Wonder Boy Thompson, I fucking love that guy to death. But that was American kickboxing, baby. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I know it's karate as such, but it's American kickboxing.
American kickboxing.
Which is pretty much what karate ended up becoming anyway, American kickboxing. But, like, you can't tell me that Wonder Boy doesn't do boxing to complement his karate.
Is
Because he
it-
fucking does.
The fact that American kickboxing exists,
That's what
and
it is.
I
it's
think
karate.
that is a way better understanding of the language of their sport. Is saying it karate, is that cultural appropriation?
Maybe. It's respectful, because if it's come from there,
Yeah.
that would be
Because
good.
it ain't karate anymore. It's not. It's not the original form, and you've got loads of white people going, karate, we're playing karate.
Karate.
Nah, not so much. Anyway, next.
Let's see how deep the bullet lies.
Okay, next up we have Aikido.
One. Next.
Yeah. Well, there's Rokus recently done a video with Jesse Enkamp, where Rokus tried to use his old school Aikido against Jesse in an actual fight.
Did he die?
Yeah, he did. It didn't go very well.
Apart from that, what's that black guy in London that does it?
Aikido
Live
Flow.
Aikido Flow. Do you know what? I actually like some of that stuff. Do I believe some of the stories he says? Not always.
A guy threw a
he's
big
had-
punch at me and I just slip it and I caught the hand and I went...
Yeah, but maybe,
Oh, yeah.
imagine if he had that many fights on the door, there is a chance he did do it. Do I believe it went as well as and the perfect technique? No. But he's obviously a hard bloke anyway. And if you're a hard bloke anyway and you got some form of martial art behind you, I believe he could have done it without the martial arts.
Oh, absolutely. But we both know that someone that's pissed up that wants to start a fight,
Doesn't throw a punch.
they
like
don't
Floyd
throw a
Mayweather.
punch. No, they don't throw a punch properly. And also, there's a lot of tells. There's a lot of posturing beforehand, which involves a lot
and
of
that
pushing
gives you-
and
and
finger
that
wagging.
gives
That
you
gives
time.
you and if you are stone cold sober at 4 a.m. and you've had fucking 9 energy drinks,
And a guy puts a
is
hand on your
pissed up the
chest.
fuck, and your guy puts his hand on your chest, you're gonna snap that fucker off. So yeah, Aikido for barmen and bouncers, banging in the UFC. It's a 1, 100%
But
1.
we can't do a 0. That's not
No,
fair.
exactly. That doesn't even exist.
Because, yeah. Right, our favourite one now. So this
Wing
is...
Chun. Wing Chun / Kung Fu. Let's go Wing Chun / Kung Fu, you know, like... There is a couple of fighters in the UFC nowadays which claim that they are Kung Fu
Tony
fighters.
Ferguson, Anderson
Tony Ferguson,
Silva.
Anderson Silva, and no, but Anderson Silva actually technically is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He doesn't go down as... Bruce Buffer doesn't announce him as a Kung Fu fighter, but he does Kevin Holland. And Kevin Holland will openly say, I Kung Fu this, Bruce Lee this, Jeet Kune Do this.
I don't think I've ever seen him use Kung Fu.
No, he does some fun moves. He does some
He
funky
does talk
shit.
some shit, which is hilarious.
He does some funky, jumpy stuff, which, yeah, fair enough. If you want to say that's Kung Fu, crack on.
see
Oh,
it.
hello, Peachy.
Ah, bitches!
His little head just pops up like a little Kung Fu puppy.
Yeah,
Little
she
Kung
heard
Fu
Kung Fu.
puppy.
She's like, "Oh,
That's his, what's
we rather the Kung Fu.
Hong Kong Fooey is a fucking
Oh,
dog. This is
Hong Kong.
Let's get Hong Kong Fooey up here, shall we?
Oh, shit,
Hong
fuck
Kong
me, nearly fell off the
Fooey.
fucking table.
Hong Kong.
Hong
Hong
Kong
Kong Poochie. Right.
Poochies.
Okay, we have Hong Kong Poochie here right
Big,
now.
dopey, lovely pose. Right, so anyway, back to Wing Chun. I'm going to go to Wing Chun, not so much Kung Fu, even though half the time I can't tell the fucking difference. But his use, there are times, compared to Aikido, it is fucking great.
Yeah.
Right? I like the idea. I don't like the stance. I do not like the fact they sit in front and call you
Well, we
one.
know that doesn't work. We've seen it.
We've seen it enough time. I mean, there's people that would argue with it. Red Chucks in Master Wong, who's a giant dong, he doesn't fight, and never has had a fight in his fucking life. And that makes a huge difference, because people that haven't actually had fights in their life are normally the ones that think that these special moves work. It's like when you watch a film, like she's touching my ass. She's touching my ass, bless her.
Peachy, get
No,
down.
there's she's don't dare talk to her like that. You'll be down before she is. But no, It's like when you watch movies, right? And this I'll definitely give Wing Chun this. Wing Chun is the best.
Oh,
the
it's
ultimate.
incredible. We do use a little bit of it. We will be honest.
Oh
And
yeah,
it does work.
Are you hand trap?
And it
fucking hell, I'll
it
give
works
it to him.
even better against people which are traditionalists. Traditionalists have no idea how to fucking handle it. Like I was fucking sparring that blooming karate guy a couple of months ago, and I did your little C grip off the back of the elbow.
Yeah.
Whip, turn him away, and literally, yeah. As soon as I literally drove him forward.
Left hook,
Yeah,
or right
left,
hook,
yeah.
whichever way you go.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
I went
Opposite,
left elbow
opposite.
to right hook to body kick, and it was fucking devastating. It was hilarious, and I was like, "Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Wing Chun."
So unfortunately, I'm going to give it a whopping 2.
Yeah, I'd say literally he's got as many moves that are usable. But, you know, then again, like I said, the likes of Kevin Holland would argue that it is his staple of sport.
It's
But
not,
then
is it?
But then he'll go to a striking class, a BJJ class, a wrestling class, and
Yeah,
everything in
so
between.
it's not. He's just proud because he's obviously.
It's a proud, yeah. It's like a
Kung Fu
cult
black belt
thing,
or
isn't it?
something.
It's like
It is.
it's a cult. They have
got
to
thank it.
They have to, yeah, literally, they have to thank.
They have to thank it.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
Kung Fu is like religion.
Yeah.
God didn't actually do anything, but you're gonna thank him anyway.
Yeah. So I'm not getting involved in that.
Right, next. Okay, next on the list we have Krav Maga. What can we say about Krav Maga?
I'm not going to slag it off though because I got a customer who's Krav Maga.
Yeah.
And I want to use his power cube soon. So great 10.
Awesome, 10, yeah.
Apart from the fact, I saw a video the other day. Now, I'm British. We don't have handguns in this country at fucking all unless you're 5'0". I've seen one gun in my whole life that's illegal.
I remember watching a program where they were able to track one gun for 35 years.
Hey.
One gun. They were like, this gun was used in a robbery in 1985. We checked the rifling on the bullet that was found on a wall. It never killed anyone. They just found like spray. And they traced it over 35 years. That shows how many guns we have in this country.
And we don't have American accents.
No, I don't know why I did it.
It was, what, governor?
Governor,
Down in
yeah.
the wall. What I don't understand is, right, he's put a gun to his fucking forehead like this. The whole point of a gun is you've got range, right? This is the whole point of long distance warfare, like bow and arrows when they come out. They beat spears because they could shoot you from fucking 100 yards away. So they rest the barrel on his forehead. And he's like, oh no, please do not take my wallet. Takes it around. And they always cock it. Can someone tell me why they cock it?
I think that's almost like a wank symbol. Like,
It's like, why do they cock it?
I got your gun.
Surely if the guy was going to threaten to kill you, he would have cocked it.
But if you look at Krav Maga as a self-defense system, I think it can train someone from, I've never had a fight before, to, I need to defend myself and I potentially have to kill someone.
And it's aggressive.
It's aggressive.
So
it's an aggression
we will
thing.
give it that. It is definitely aggressive. And I appreciate that. So I am going to give it way better than Aikido and way better than Wing Chun.
4.
Yeah, about 4.
I think it trains the idea of no holds barred, of use every single weapon at any point you can, which not a lot of other sports do, especially things like BJJ, where there's no striking, there's no scratching, there's no nails, no biting, no anything else. Whereas a Krav Maga instructor would say, like, if he's that close to you, bite his fucking face off. If he's that close, stick your thumbs in his eye. If he's that close, headbutt him. If he's that close, fucking rip his dick
I do
off.
appreciate the
That
aggression.
element of aggression, I think, is incredibly lacking in a lot of other sport aspects of fighting. That killer instinct, kill or be killed, I think is probably the main thing. Obviously, for self-defense, it's missing a lot of other things, because sometimes you need the finesse of the long-time training from something like BJJ to keep yourself safe on the ground. But
So I got in a debate with someone about Krav Maga once. This is a lot. I'm
I
not
get
saying
into
any
debates
names.
all the time.
This
on
was a
fucking
long
Instagram.
time ago when it was first being talked about in the UK. And the guy goes, yeah, but at the end of the day, you're in and out quick, do this, fucking dangerous. And he goes, I said, well, why don't you just wrestle him, take him down, then pound him out? Yeah, I'd like to see you penetrate, do a knee penetration in the middle of the concrete.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you worried about your knee in the concrete? What is with people being pussies? What if he's trying to kill you? Fucking nail him.
Yeah.
But also, don't pound your knee in a fucking street fight. Who the fuck does that?
Yeah.
Because you only pound your knee when you got to get low on your opponent.
Yeah.
If you both stood upright, you've
Yeah,
only
you
got
ain't
to drop
got
a
to
little
drop
bit.
it. Yeah, you definitely not got to
your
put a knee
fucking
down.
knee.
No, exactly.
That's because when wrestling first came to like our area, no one knew any better, and it was like, oh, you have to pound your knee no matter what. No. And when I first started wrestling, I was pounding my knee, shooting at people that were stood upright. Didn't even need to do it. So it's like, so go on then.
Krav Maga, 4.
Yeah, 4. I'm going to agree with you there. Bit of a subject and a half because we're going to get moaned at because there's been great fighters like Anthony Pettis, but they forget that he used the kicks that were great. And who's the other guy?
You cherry pick, don't you?
You cherry pick the best out of
I
all
think
of them.
if you are...
Taekwondo guys.
Yeah, so we're talking about Taekwondo now. Okay, so Taekwondo, yes, has some incredible kicks. If you do it from a young age, you are going to be hyper flexible. You're going to be ginger ninja trickster. That element of being able to throw kicks and just fucking sidekick someone's gut like pin sharp every single time. Yeah, that's fucking savage.
It's really demonstrated on me. Like, I've got to be
Oh
honest,
mate,
I was a
he
little
fucking
bit,
kicked me without cut like 4 times.
I was a little bit let down with myself. He said, "Yeah, show me what you do to block it." Yeah, we did go. Oh, like, no, this time.
Oh shit, he got through again.
I didn't even fucking see it. Bang, bang. Fuck me, he's quick as fuck.
He has got some explosive movements.
He is very explosive. So, do you know what? But I also heard a story about a guy who'd been taught Taekwondo in New York, and he got attacked. It wasn't, when I say I got told it, I read it in the newspaper. And because he'd done, this is why the big debaters about martial arts can give you a false sense of security sometimes.
Yes, absolutely.
And basically what happened was, he's like, "Don't worry guys, I got this. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo." And the guy just happened to be quite tough, beat him to death and killed him in front of his fucking wife.
Well, we know that if you try a jump spinning kick and the guy just takes a step forward or a step backwards, you're either going to miss the kick or it's going to get stuffed.
Yeah, and that's an issue.
If that's the case, you then haven't got hands because you don't train.
Do they actually use hands in Taekwondo in the Olympics? I don't think I've seen a single
it's all
punch.
kicks. It's all
Is
kicks.
it all kicks?
All kicks.
So I've seen...
You can punch to the body, which is basically which doesn't even score points.
What's the point in fucking doing
It's to
it?
draw the hands.
That's why they don't do it then.
It's to draw hands. That's all.
That's why they have the hands down.
Yeah.
But their kicks are phenomenal.
Oh, incredible.
Unfortunately, it's going to score higher than a few other ones, which is going to annoy people. You know what? Because they actually spar.
They do spar.
I know they do. Because they spar, I want to give it higher than Krav Maga.
But I also think that if you look at a lot of the Taekwondo guys, they then do branch into other elements of sport because, like you said, they got a lot of high-level sparring, and then those guys go, "I want more than just kicks." And then you end up with someone like Carl Van Roon, who's a fucking savage, who teaches Stylebender. It's like he is.
Stylebender would kick my ass.
He is Israel Adesanya's striking coach, and he is a Taekwondo guy.
So so there we are.
Taekwondo, I'm
still giving it 4. I can't help it. It's annoying because.
Would you not like to hit a perfect 7?
What did I give karate? 5. So in that case, it has to be a 5.
It has to be the same.
Has to be 5. That's annoying. That sounds like I'm copying.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Hey, yeah, it is what it is. Next up, we have Sambo.
Mate, it's incredible.
It's incredible. It's
Incredible.
Crazy. It's basically
MMA. With a gi.
Yeah, literally.
It's
It's the mixture. It's MMA for streets.
You can't.
You can grab their
already
clothes.
know what I'm going to give it.
Yeah, it's.
Which is the 10.
You say that, but how many people train it, and how many people use it correctly? And the people that do are fucking champions. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but
Habib.
He's got to put it that way.
Fedor.
Fedor. Then you got likes of Kazmat Chimaev. Any of the Dagestani boys that are in Khabib's camp, they will be champions eventually.
If Samba was easy, it'd be called Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
They wore those T-shirts to wind them up, didn't they?
Yeah, which is very true. But I think purely on it because it's not available as much as things like
but
Jiu-Jitsu.
it's not available in this country. There is actually a class down in in Somerset somewhere, because that Billy does it. I mean, given that he got knocked the fuck out in his last fight so bad, it's not worth talking about. I didn't really know who he was. They asked me to corner him. Poor cunt. He fought a guy from Wales, mate. He got banged.
Yeah.
He was like, and they go, "You need to take your mate to hospital." I don't even know his real name. Do you know what I mean? I was calling him like Will or something. His name's Bill. Felt fucking terrible. And he was out cold.
So you think if Samba was more available and at a better standard worldwide, we would have
I think
better
it's
quality
more
fighters?
complete than Jiu-Jitsu. Because you got striking.
Yeah, that's a fair shout.
Wrestling, striking, a lot of judo, and they've still got some good submissions.
It's bare knuckle
But
as well,
no, they wear the MMA gloves.
Do they? Oh.
But a high-level BJJ guy will beat and submit a high-level Samba guy because that's all they do.
Oh yeah,
Would they win in a fight? I don't think so.
If you said a high-level kickboxer, right, you're going to fight a high-level boxer and you're not allowed to kick.
That's, yeah.
The boxer wins all day long. So
Yeah.
So if you put a high-level jiu-jitsu guy on his back against a sambo guy, yeah, the jiu-jitsu is probably going to win it.
I'm going to go with that then.
Yeah,
I'm still going
You're
with
going to go 10.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with an 8, purely on its availability.
But it's
Purely
but
on
that's
its
only
availability.
for us. If you're in fucking...
Oh, yeah, it's a number 10 if you're in
the Eastern
Dagestan.
Bloc, with
Ooh.
Dagestan,
Yeah.
everyone's there, everyone's got it. So.
Yeah, there is no MMA class, it's sambo class. We go sambo, go smash, and then we wrestle bear. And then
We wrestle beer.
we wrestle bear and we
here,
smash.
comrade. We got to salute
Apparently,
our
no,
Captain
hang on.
Stalin.
Apparently, it's racist to do accents.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Fuck knows.
I just done a London accent a minute ago. I better not upset the Cockneys. You know what I mean?
Capoeira. Very, very little used in the UFC,
Mate.
unless it's being shown off. So the likes of Michael Pereira, very good.
It looks cool as well.
Cool
doesn't
as fuck.
Cool
It does
as
look.
fuck.
It does look amazing. The training for it, I hate the dance element. I get that you have to get the rhythm
sway that
and the
is.
stepping and the kind of to gain the momentum to get some of these flips and some of these crazy moves in. But I hate that day one. That'd be like, well, to be fair, jiu-jitsu class day one. What do? Shrimping.
There was like 40 people at Sweatbox the other night doing Capoeira, and they listened to like this music.
Oh, Brazilian like.
And they also do this weird like meditating thing. All gather around that, but I had to look through the words. But mate, when I watched that Fight Science on TV, the actual program, the most powerful kick was
A capoeira.
Capoeira.
Yeah, because
And
he
it
had his whole
wasn't-
body in it.
And it was by fucking
Miles,
miles.
yeah.
It wasn't even close.
Insert clip
So-
now.
Go.
Elements again. I think it's a 5. I think it's
I think it's less than
50% useless. You think it's less
I think
than
it's
that?
a 4, mate.
4?
I'm going to go with a 4.
Because I think it's like Krav Maga. Well, yeah, I gave Krav a 4, didn't I? Yeah. I think it's like Krav Maga then. It has elements which, if you can master it,
Yeah,
fucking
100%.
incredible.
Okay.
But the rest of it is utterly useless. And unless you master it, it's useless.
Like Conor McGregor once said, almost every move in martial arts can be used at one moment in time. Like,
Are you afraid of dying? Is there fear of dying at all for you or no?
We have Warfare Combat Systems, also known as DKU's pile of shit.
I like it.
You like it, do you?
I do like it, yeah. It's going to
Yeah?
really annoy you when I give him a good score as well. In that warfare combat system is basically fucking MMA striking. He just doesn't teach the other half. So he's not going to get above a 5 because he doesn't teach groundwork. And all the groundwork he can do is utter shite. But he does do annoyingly good stuff with his in and out footwork. He's got good kick. I just don't like the fact he's got a bunch of clowns around him pretending he's so much better than what he is.
I think he's cherry-picked the shit out of Krav Maga and he's just applying it to his own bullshit.
Yeah.
With a little bit of like floaty
With a little
systemery
bit of
crap and yeah.
But all he's doing is teaching you to move.
Yeah.
Which is great, but that's what he is. He's a movement coach, not a fighter. Let's get out of the way. 5. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It does my fucking head. It's all I've heard about for the last fucking 3 weeks.
3 for me. Next up, Sistema.
I've got a few students that do Systema and they pay me money, so it's about 7.
Yeah, there's a 7 or an 8, isn't
It's
it?
about 7 or 8.
Nah.
I'm not losing out on £100 a week. Fuck right off.
Yeah, for me it's a 2.
7. Really effective.
Yeah, super effective.
Yeah, super effective. Filling my wallet. Makes me laugh if they come to me to coach them MMA after saying how great it is. Like, oh, it's so good. Then they ask me to teach them how to box. I'm not saying no names. I fucking love the guy, and I really am not saying his name. I normally would, but I'm not. But I can't because he pays me fucking money, and there's no way I'm fucking biting a hand that feeds me.
Sell out.
7.
Sell out.
Fuck it, 7. And that's all I'm saying on it as well.
So, Judo. Again, I think it's like karate. I think it's half a system.
I think the old style judo
Yeah.
is super because they've changed the rules over and over again.
Yes.
You couldn't.
Oh,
do-
Olympic style
you
judo
can't do-
isn't real judo.
You can't, yeah. But if you look at the old stuff, judo is where jiu-jitsu come from.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, if you look at I watched an old judo footage the other day. I'm like, shit, man, that's what I do in jiu-jitsu every day. Double underpass, all this, all the Kimuras. And don't forget who beat the Gracie in the first place was the judo practitioner with the Kimura. So, yeah, I'm going to rate that high.
Yeah.
It is half a system, but because it's grappling,
I think
and they
modern-
can train 100%.
Yeah. Well, again,
Depends what coach you got and what gym
where
you
does
go
judo
to.
come from originally?
Japan.
Japan, yeah. So it would have
I think
been
it comes from jiu-jitsu originally, mate. Japanese jiu-jitsu.
Japanese jiu-jitsu, which would have been originally the ground-based system for their karate.
Yeah, which I
So
also
when they
think's
were
terrible.
sending their armies to war, they're like, well, we've got a really good striking system, but when we smash them up, once they're down on the floor, what do we do?
No, they don't know.
They don't know. So then they implement the
The
Japanese jiu-jitsu
Japanese
system,
done
which is-
really well with martial arts.
They
If you
really
think
have,
about
yeah.
it.
They were fucking savages because they were so close to China. They had to fucking.
Well, they were the
warring
one.
for
Bear in
thousands
mind, they
of
were the
years.
ones that were fucking the Chinese up, mate. It wasn't the other way around,
No,
like
but
now.
If you're in wars constantly, you develop your weapons.
Yeah, it's not like it is now, where the Chinese can invade
Whereas-
Japan, but
I say we developed 2,000 years ago. This country was empty. 2,000 years ago in Japan, they had dynasties that had been around for fucking thousands of years, and they were building amazing cities.
look how
and
advanced they
everything
are
else.
now.
Oh, ridiculous.
Look how advanced they are. Their economy's huge.
Yep,
Their
exactly.
women are incredible. Anime's great.
Yeah. So judo will put in what 8,
I was going to go for 7, mate.
7.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the people are going to go, oh, I can't believe you done that, but you gave karate a 5 because it's only half the system. Fuck off. Judo's fucking great.
Judo's
And what, Jean LeBeau,
Yeah.
boom, the one who beat Bruce Lee up.
Yep. 100%. Savage.
Oh, mate,
I'm gonna
everyone
go-
keeps going on. I keep seeing it. They moan. It's not me that slags Bruce Lee off. Please stop going.
I fucking
You're
hate
so
him.
spiteful for slagging Bruce Lee
I honestly
off.
can't stand him.
It wasn't me. I didn't say fuck all about him.
He's the sort of dude that would learn one move and then claim that he made it up or that he was a master in it or whatever.
That's
Yeah.
what winds me up. They
He did a
give
couple
Bruce
of-
Lee the credit for the ground game.
Yeah.
No,
it was
he
terrible.
taught that
No,
by
but if you
fucking-
actually watched that submission,
Yeah,
it wasn't even a submission. It was shit. It was
just
terrible.
Like a bad Americano,
Yeah,
wasn't
it was absolutely crap. It wasn't even on.
it? More, sorry.
Yeah. It was just absolutely terrible. But it was like, oh, but he trained with Muhammad Ali a few times. It's like, so I've trained with Brad a few times. Doesn't mean I'm a fucking good boxer.
Yeah, but it's so, yeah. Oh,
Just because you've done it a few times doesn't mean you were fucking good enough to be able to
But
brag
no,
about being a
no,
master at it.
Because someone said to me, oh, Muhammad Ali, because even he took advice off Bruce Lee. I pretty much bet he didn't. I guarantee
No,
you.
but also,
He didn't.
everybody kind of does. It's this starstruck bullshit system. Anyone who's kind of humble will listen, or just.
I will. I listen to anyone.
You spar with people who are shit, and you allow them to get a couple of shots in. You humour them. Fuck me, Michael J. White did a seminar with fucking Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou could have eaten him and taken a shit of a Michael J. White shaped shit.
And then wiped his ass with his own jeans. Oh,
Wiped
shit.
his ass with fucking Bruce Lee. So yeah.
Triple warmer 17 point, which is the one behind the jaw. This point is going to turn his head, and in combination with this arm, which I'm automatically on the lung 5 point, it's going to allow me to bring him over and down to the ground. Pull down on here and roll him down into position.
Anyway, next, this is the last one. We just said how good the martial arts were coming out of the Far East Asia. Kyushu Jitsu. I guess it's a mixture between Jiu-Jitsu and like the Chinese acupuncture bollocks. So it's pressure points.
Oh.
How well are pressure points, Brad? Let me hit you with that Phoenix knuckle.
Before you do that,
Let me
mate,
hit the lung 5.
You can do the lung 5 and number 6, but I'm feeling delicate, so.
Lung 5.
Let me just see. All right, so far, we've got that one there.
We've done them all now.
And I'm just thinking, is it worse than Aikido? That's all I'm thinking.
I think Aikido is more useful.
You fucking joke. How bad is it? Get me a video. Show me a video.
What, Kyushu Jitsu? Make
Yeah.
that fucking Scott Rogers twat. That fucking knobhead that we did all the
Oh,
fucking
the one.
That twat.
The one from New York.
Yeah, that
Oh,
Jersey
yeah.
band,
That's 0.5.
Yeah, it's a 0.5. It's fucking
0.5.
useless.
That's worse than Aikido.
You cannot say something scientific upon the point of, if I touch this point here,
My heart
he
stops
will
next
roll
week.
over. Because guess what? It won't happen. It's not like you could argue that if I put Brad in an armbar, yes, this is a pressure point, but I am bending his arm over my fucking groin and I'm cranking that fucker back. I'm not damaging his lung 5. I'm breaking his fucking arm.
I don't understand why they do that. What I do here, if I chop him here on the left toe,
the
and
gold-
it's actually the
gallbladder
neck.
19.
Gallbladder 36.
Yeah,
Boom.
but it's,
3 weeks later, he dies.
Yeah,
what
but they
about
do-
now when he's got a gun to your face?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But don't worry, I'll get you.
Well,
in 3
remember
weeks.
the hit him in the side of the leg and you'll be able to pass his guard, or slap him in the hollow
man.
points on his back, and he'll
We've
always
done that last time.
and he'll always go to his face. He'll always land on the floor. It's just like, no, it's absolute
That
bollocks.
was
It
the
doesn't
takedown,
fucking work.
wasn't it? Remember, he went for a takedown. He went
Slap him on
double
the back,
palm slap. I was like, no, mate.
and the guy will hit the floor every time.
But that was an old video, and they probably didn't know better back then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's a 0.5 because
the
that was
worst
the
one, yeah.
biggest ever fucking wank. I'm glad.